But they got Sweet giving a comeback. I mean, I like his team.
Right on the back.
It's kind of nice to see Sweet play with Slayer. I was a little bit nervous as to where Slayer was going to go this split. So I think Sweet picking up Slayer is really nice. Hierarchy, love you. So I do think this is like a nice little, reunion on top of them now picking up an insane Fragger of Sacred, which I think Sacred will learn more from playing with Sweet than he will with other IGLs.
Next to the train station.
As long as Sweet just keeps adapting and, keeps learning the meta a little bit more and more. And obviously I think Sweet's like one of the smartest IGLs we got to ever touch Apex, like in general, just like based off of everything. So I think it'll be really good for Sacred to learn under his wing. For sure. Hey, thank you, Nico. Slayer picked up Sweet? Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I think Sweet definitely reached out for sure, knowing there's a Pro League spot. Sweet's also not dumb, He knows that Godlike was splitting up. They still have a Pro League spot and all that stuff, too. Only thing is, man, you have to realize the only bad part is if they don't do good, they don't really have chance points other than Sacred, right? Because Sweet's a brand new player, and then Slayer didn't make first land. So if they don't make Split 2 Vegas, they just don't make champs, which is a risk. But I think they're definitely, with Slayer, I think Slayer's taking a risk with Sweet and Slayer because Sacred knows that if they make land, they'll probably do pretty good.
Yeah, I can see this zone.
And there's also 15 spots for the U.S. this time around, bro, for Split 2 to make Vegas. So you're in a pretty good spot. You see the Keon news? I did, yeah. That's the last little bit of updates I think we've had for Roster Mania, bro, right? I don't think anything else has happened so far. I think it's just the Coifel thing and then the overall vibe of Keon getting dropped from GK. But, I mean, the GK one is really interesting. It's a lot of speculation, so I don't really know what to say about it, but I definitely think, I definitely don't think the main reason he's getting dropped is because of that. I feel like there's no way it's because he plays too much. I'll be mind blown if that's the truth. Like, maybe it's a little bit of a small factor, but I guess he just, I think the main reason he got dropped or whatever reason they want to roster change is because they just didn't have a fucking Fragger for their team, man. It's the only issue they had. They just didn't have that guy to really fucking stand out and play that aggressive character selection. And I don't think really Noct was that guy for them. And Keon could be maybe, but I think he needs more practice. Yeah, well, yeah. So they're like GK's like semi taking a risk if they pick up somebody without chance points and like drop Keon, right? So they drop Keon. If they don't pick up somebody with chance points, they could technically get hoed out of like a chance spot if they don't play good for like Split 2 Vegas. But that's all, again, hindsight. Yeah, he plays the game too much. That's what they said. That's what he said. Or he made it seem like in the tweet, which could be the reason. Like he said in the tweet, basically, like a lot of the teams were complaining about like him playing too much, which again, I can't really see that being like a main fucking reason as to why people don't want to play with him or like why he got dropped from GK. I have to say, I think the reason he got dropped from GK is probably just because they had to make a decision between keeping Noct or Keon, and they decided to keep Noct instead because they need a fucking Fragger real bad. Like they need someone that can shoot you out the gym. If it's not going to be, Keon, then maybe it could be floating, which is why it's going to be there too, Will play the game make you better? Yeah, I think like the only reason that playing ranked too much could be like a bad thing is it takes away from like you being burnt out during scrims, which is like the most effective practice. So like you play ranked before and then you go into scrims and then like you're kind of lackluster or you're not like the energy's not there. That could be a difference maker. But again, I don't really know. It's all, again, we're not really there for the talks behind the scenes. So we don't really know what's going on. You know what I mean? That's the only thing, apathy. But again, I don't think that's the main reason Keon was like I don't think that's the main reason Keon was let go from GK. There's no way. There's no way. It has to just be because they all recognize that they're just not going to win a land with the roster they have, which, like, I think so too. I think they were a top 5 squad. Sometimes they could have been a top 5 team a little bit more if they played a little bit better during certain games in the finals, etc. But, like, again, they're not going to win a chip with that squad. They just don't have a Fryer. They need somebody, which is why I think floating might be getting poached. But again, it's all speculation. Who knows? Roster changes to roster changes. What team is better for Keon? Well, I mean, it looks like he might be going to ROC, which would be Keon, Vaxlon, and fucking Empty, which I don't think it's that bad. But that would mean Keon would have to take on that fragging role. Like Keon would 100% play like Alter and play all the really aggressive characters, which I like Keon a lot as a player, and I think he's fantastic, but I definitely think his strength is an anchor. Does it mean that he can't be a good overall, like, entry fragger? No. I think he could be with practice, but he hasn't really been given that role for like a long time other than like Horizon, to be honest. Probably not, Joshy. Nah, man. I've been watching all the Marvel stuff, though, off stream, though. Which region's lost spot? EMEA lost 2 spots, bro, and America's gained 2. So EMEA is going from, I think, 9 teams to 7 teams qualified on in for next split. Sadly, as much as I don't like teams losing that shit, but, yeah, bro. End of the day, EMEA probably deserved to lose a couple spots without bad they played a land.
And we're gonna have to fight these guys, I think.
Which, it hurts to say, but it's just truth. Oh, you're good, Blaine. No worries, man. It's all love, dude.
I have one.
Well, these are qualifiers, Nasty. They're not playing at ENC. Don't forget, this is ENC qualifiers. The actual ENC tournament is only 20 teams, and it's a $2 million tournament. So yes, there might be like 15, there might be like 100 teams signed up to represent Team USA, but if only one team will qualify to represent Team USA at ENC in November. That's how it's going to work. Yeah, EMEA has been really bad, man. And I hate to even like shit talk EMEA, but the reality is, dude, those guys, like, as much as there's like, so like for APAC North, I would say there's the most camaraderie, right? Like most respect between between opponents, right? Like APAC North loves each other. Like they might, a lot of them are friends. They chill IRL. I would say Americas is very close, very similar as well. A lot of camaraderie also in APAC South. The one thing about EMEA, it feels like no one gives a fuck about anybody else in that region, bro. Like they are actually all against each other. They would actually rather give their enemies no good practice and lose the good practice themselves. That's how it feels.
I'm playing back here.
Everybody knows in EMEA, like for Americas, when you watch the games, like for scrims, when the games get troll, everyone's like, yo, can we lock in? Like we actually all need practice. And sometimes it takes a little bit more, but it gets better. Things get better. But like when it goes to EMEA, if you watch those scrims a lot of the times, it's like someone doing something very griefy and then they're all arguing, calling their region just bad. And it's like, bro, you can't call your own region bad when you're in the region. You all need to practice. Like, so it feels like they're just behind, not only in practice, but in like a competitive way, bro. I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird because EMEA looks so good this Pro League split.
Okay.
In their own region, of course, but like, you go to land, they can't do anything.
Didn't know a building you're talking about. There's no
EMEA is Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Also, Team Mexico got fight here too. It feels more selfish, which, like, again, I could be looking from the outside in and saying it, but it just feels like that. I don't know. It's just my guess. I could be wrong.
I'm watching Diner right now.
That's just my guess.
They're alter Maggie.
I mean, GK could pick up floating, yes, but I don't know if they already solidified their ENC roster. I don't know when that lock for ENC rosters came through. But I believe they did already. Maybe not. I don't know. It might be tomorrow. That's the only thing I didn't know what the roster lock for ENC was. Surely JDG are too good to break up? Oh, I don't know, man. You gotta think, right? Like, Naughty and them played good. They didn't play bad, but they did have a pretty rough tournament in some situations. There was definitely maybe an inclination for floating to go play with someone like Dropped instead of Naughty as an IGL. Who knows what that inclination could be or what he sees in playing with GK over Naughty and company. But they also don't have a solidified third. So if they don't have a third and they know that Nox immediately, he's the solo moving on into a two-man that's pretty solidified and has experience, it might be more worth it for him in his mind, you know? It's a little sweet fight breaking down for Usha on the backside resort. You know what I'm saying? Enemy having 0 to his background as well. Yeah, enemy's a little bit of a weeb, dude. It's all good, though. We fuck with him still. Even though he's a nerd weeb, he's still the GOAT. Gent trial with ROC today? Maybe. If he's going to be their third right here, I'm guessing all these are trials, bro. Like, I got to be honest. A lot of these that you're going to see for the mix-ups or squads that maybe don't have a solidified team for ENC, these might be a little bit of trials, man, for sure. So what? What's going to be? It's going to be Gent, MT, and Vaxlon. What do you guys like more, bro? Keon, MT, Vaxlon, or Gent, MT, Vaxlon? What do we think? Honestly, man, I can't really tell you what I think is better, personally. I think that's definitely pretty hindsight, but I think Gent's a fantastic player. I also think Keon's a fantastic player, so it's pretty hard to call. Not sure. Gent, low-key. I think Gent might feel a little bit better for that fragging role and help out Vaxlon a little bit more in the actual fights. But yeah, I could agree with you, I think.
Yeah, but nobody...
Because right now, MT's not running just straight baby comp. Genuinely. Running some real shit. All right, here we go. There's no RE45 nerfed yet. I don't know, dude. They're more focused on nerfing Valkyrie.
Cheers, mate.
Don't worry. We'll just nerf the repeater or the R9 again. I have a theory that there's like one dev bro that like is really good with the R45, and he's only ever been good with an R45, and he played it when it was on the ground as a light gun, and the whole time he's just thinking, and he's actually only peaked in platinum because of the RE45. So he changed it, and he's like, yo, guys, I have a really good idea. We should make the RE45 a weapon of energy, ammo consumption, and then buff it up big time. And he was like so geeked up when everyone was actually about that log. And now he's just refusing because now he just peaked for diamond for the first time. And now he's refusing to nerf it until literally this new season. That's my theory.